Hi friends, welcome to Harmony Hills Home and Garden. I'm Jenny and we live and garden here in Baltimore, Maryland, Zone 7. Today I am showing you a new plant haul. Yay! I went to Lowe's yesterday and when I got home it was too late to do this plant haul video, so I'm catching you up from the trip that I took to Lowe's yesterday. So come with me, let's see what Lowe's had in stock and then let's see what I brought home. Before I go too far, I'm going to insert the footage of the inventory that I found at my local Lowe's. Now, your local Lowe's may carry different plants because you live in a different place and have different plant environments and requirements and things like that. So anyway, this is what I found when I went to the Lowe's that's about a mile from my house here on the western side of Baltimore. Okay, let's do this. Let's see what they have. Pansies, fall favorite. Let's see, $3.88 for an 8-pack. That's pretty good. That's less than 50 cents per plant. They have purple, gold, yellow, some white, some mixed packs. Here's some nice red foliage plants. These are Loropetalum. This one is Sparkling Sangria, or Chinese fringe flower. Hardy down to Zone 7, and they grow 10 by 10. Woo, too big for me. Some proven winners. This is Incredible Blush. Ooh, maybe I want that. Incredible are smooth hydrangeas, and so they can go under black walnut trees. This says that it gets to be 4 to 5 feet tall, and it's hardy in zones 3 through 8. So maybe I'll go back and get some of those. Hardy hibiscus. I don't want that. There's some barberry, Sunjoy Mini Maroon. I don't think I need that. These are hardy at zones 4 through 8, and they grow 2 to 3 feet tall and wide. So that's a barberry. And then what do we have here? Jazz hands, variegated Loropetalum. Interesting. Hardy in zones 7B to 9. 4 to 6 feet tall and 4 feet wide. Just marginally hardy here, so I'm going to pass. Wine and Roses Weigela. These are some pretty good looking spireas. I think, yeah, double play doozy spirea. These are butterfly bushes. This one is the Miss Molly butterfly bush. They had some generic plants, coneflowers, Veronica, Gara. This is the Gara that I had last year that didn't return for me. And then lots and lots of mums. So I just went on inside. We've got fall decor out for us to enjoy. I'm just going to go up and down every single row if that's all right with you guys. So they have these plants out here. What are these? Croton, I think is what they're called, and then some tropicals. And they're selling them as if they were fall plants because they're fall colored, but they're not hardy at all. But if you need to freshen up your porch or your patio, you can come in here and grab one of these really lush full plants, and it would be a nice addition. It just won't last through a frost is all. They're really pushing them hard though. I guess it's because they look like fall leaves. I don't know. Alright, Summer Crush. This is one of my favorite hydrangeas that I recently purchased. I have one. And then down here there are some Bloomstruck. Oh, back to the tropicals. Ginger lily. That doesn't sound hardy. So again, I think that's a plant you'd have to pull inside or just lose as an annual. Back to the hydrangeas. This Summer Crush is gorgeous with this really magenta color. It's hardy in zones 4 through 9, and it only gets to be 1.5 to 3 feet tall. Wants to be in full sun or part shade. It's performed really well in my garden, so I picked up 2. All right, I'm really tempted by these porch pots. These are the ready refill containers. They've got the purple fountain grass with mums inside, and then they have some over here that are just mums. They've got some that have different colors mums mixed into the same pot. And then here are some with different plant arrangements. These ready refills, boy oh boy, they really are super easy to stick out on your front porch and make an instant impact. Lots of mums. Different colors. And some little pots of pansies. Maroon and gold is not my color scheme, but the purple and yellow down there are pretty cute. And more mums. These are the small ones for $3.98 or $3.88, I think. Little 4-inch pots. All right, the annuals table. Lots of sedum. This one is Autumn Fire Sedum. Party in zones 3 and up, and it grows 18 by 18 inches. Autumn Fire. And here are some powwow Wildberry Echinacea. It's a busy bumblebee. Oh, I'm wrong. Prairie Splendor. Ooh, maybe those should come home with me. Party zone 3 and up. They look pretty good. Butterfly bushes. I don't need any of these. But let's take a peek. This is Nano Purple. I think I'll pass on that. I think that was $12 for that plant. I'll say they are really well stocked. Now this said that it was powwow Wildberry, but I think it may be Cheyenne Spirit because it's got the mix of colors in there, so I'm not sure. This is pretty good looking rosemary, Tuscan Blue. Party only down to zone 8, so you'd have to bring that inside. But they're nice looking plants. For $8, $7.50. It's good value, I would think. There's some phlox. Jolt. Oh, pink dianthus. Why did I think it was phlox? This dianthus is hardy zone 7 and up. Well, I thought it was phlox because this is phlox. Nope, this is dianthus too. I don't know what I was looking at. This is the Furman's Red Autumn Sage. I have 3 of these already in my garden, and I really like them. These are hardy in zones 5 and up, and they grow 2 to 3 feet by 2 to 3 feet, and they have these really pretty bright red flowers on them. And it turns out I love them, so that's a really good plant. Here's some phlox. Famous Purple. I think I have some of that. Hardy down to zone 3, grows 1 to 1.5 feet tall and wide. And then this Sunny Border Blue Speedwell, such a pretty color. Hardy down to zone 3, grows up to 2 feet tall and 18 inches wide. And if you shear it back, I think it'll rebloom. I have a handful of them here, not very many though. Some Yarrow. This is, I think, Moonshine. Yep. This is hardy down to zone 4. Grows 2 feet tall and 1 to 15 inches wide. More cone flowers. Now these look like Wildberry to me. Yep. Hardy down to zone 3. Homestead Purple Verbena. I love this plant, but I've not been successful with it in my garden here in Baltimore. I think it wasn't watered enough, but I don't know. I've tried it 3 times and now I'm giving up on it. But it is one of my favorite plants. They had a lot of grasses. I'm not into grasses so much, or carex. I don't know what these are. This is Liriope, I guess. Here's some portulaca, I think. Yep, ice plant. Sold as a ground cover, hardy down to zone 6. This is the ground cover row, so I'm just gonna skip past a lot of these. We don't need any more vinca. Asian jasmine. Never heard of that. Looks a lot like periwinkle, doesn't it? And then here's some ajuga. This is chocolate chip. $13 for a 6-pack. And each of the plants in here is 3 inches, so it's a pretty good deal. This is vinca ground cover, periwinkle, but it's a different variety than I'm accustomed to. Past that English ivy, do not buy it. Mondo Grass. This was the big one, and I think they had the dwarf ones next. There's some Pachysandra. Yeah, there's a dwarf Mondo Grass right there. So these are just the same, but they're just smaller. Asparagus fern. I'm not sure why they're selling these as a ground cover. Hostas. Who doesn't need more hostas? This is so sweet. And I think this one is Minuteman, maybe? Yeah. "40 inches wide." Wow. And then here's some guacamoles. These get even bigger. I think these get to be 5 feet wide. Maybe? Oh, 50 inches. Just over 4 feet wide. Still, pretty big. I have some guacamoles. I really like them. I like the color. And then here's one called Stained Glass, and I'm thinking about maybe getting one of these, but it's so similar to the guacamole. It's just a bit smaller and a bit more yellow than the guacamole. The guacamole has a little bit more green. They're really similar. And there's some variegated ivy. Here's some Coleus. Now, I don't know why they're selling Coleus at this time of year. It seems, I don't know. Seems like not a good plan, but that's just me. I don't know. Maybe you want Coleus this time of year. Maybe you're having a party and you need to fill up your patio with good-looking Coleus. Here's the generic version. This is electric lime. The other was prime time. Something like that. This one has gone to flower. More hosta. Fritic. Oh, it's not a hosta. That's an elephant ear. Huh. Shows what I know. And more Mondo Grass, and some Creeping Jenny, and more ajuga. This is the chocolate chip ajuga. This was in an individual 4-inch pot for $3.50 or so. And the other was a 6-pack of 3-inch pots for $13. We have some ferns over here. I believe this is Japanese painted fern. Yep. Have some of those. Already down to zone 4. We had some other ferns as well. Let's see. Here's some heucheras. Palace purple. Already down to zone 4. 2 feet tall and wide or so. More heuchera. This one is Carnival Rose Granita. Sounds pretty. Already down to zone 5, it looks like. This one is Carnival Black Olive. I saw that at Frank's the other day. This looks like zone 5 as well. -20 to -30, is that right? Maybe that's zone 4. More hostas. I am in the market for Woo La La, but this is Diamond Lake, and I don't need another big blue hosta, so I'm going to leave this one here, I think. Needs to be 45-inch spacing on that. Yeah, I don't need another big blue hosta. Drinking gourd hosta. Ooh, I've been looking for this one. This was the one where the leaves look like cups. It gets up to 24 inches wide, zone 5. Boston ferns, don't need those. Oh, what do we have here? Japanese spurge, I guess that's Pachysandra, right? Some holly fern, Japanese holly fern. I don't have any of those. Hardy to zone 6, they grow 3 feet tall and 2 feet wide. That might be something interesting to consider for our shady backyard. I don't know, holly ferns. Do you grow that? Anybody have experience with holly ferns? Let me know how it goes for you, what kind of conditions they like. 2x2 on this one. Cold hardy to zone 6 looks like. Maybe I'll look into those holly ferns. Gardenias. This is the daisy gardenia. I have a few of these. They want more water than they're getting in my garden right now, I can tell you that. So I need to take better care of them. I'll probably transplant mine to somewhere where I can keep more water on them. Hardy to zone 6 and 3 feet tall and, what did it say, 3 or 4 feet wide. Dwarf Alberta spruces, don't need any of those, but they have them. Alright, back here on the shrub table, lots of azaleas. And they've got lots of Leyland Cypress. Don't need any of those. There's green giant arborvites. Don't need any of those. There's the Leylands. They have kind of a sporadic collection of evergreens at this Lowe's. Sometimes they have a wider selection, but pretty much if you're looking for a green giant, you can find it here. They also pretty much always have Colorado blue spruces, and I don't know why, because those are said to not do very well here in our humid southern climate. This Japanese maple looks pretty. Garnet Japanese maple. That's full sun. Trying to figure out where I could put one of these. That would be nice. Zone 5, 10 by 10. Huh. I like the thread leaf on it. It's very pretty. Some weeping Norway maples. More arborvites. There's a guaca. Blue Atlas cedar. More arbs. I am in the market for some emerald green arborvites. There's a spiral dwarf Alberta spruce. Not feeling it. Sorry, what's happened to my focus? There's some emerald greens. Are they good? Oh, they don't have a central leader. They're gonna splay apart. Don't want that. Yeah. Those are not the best quality on those arbs. You really can't. You want to be looking for a single central leader if you can find one. Hey guys, it's Editing Jenny here. I can't show all of this Lowe's footage because it was 45 minutes long. That's crazy. So I'm gonna speed it up and just give you the rough overview, and then I'm gonna skip ahead to the plant haul and I'll show you the things that I brought home. Sorry, I didn't realize it was going so slow. All right, let's get this show on the road. Lemon thread false cypress. I like those. I have some. And then there were some other types of arborvitae. These are the golden globe arborvitae. They stay small and round. And then they had some of the little giants also. They stay small and round, I think up to 4 feet by 4 feet, which is pretty small. Junipers, not my favorite. And then lots of different kinds of boxwoods. I am looking for more boxwoods, but I'm not sure which types I want to put in. I do need a couple more Japanese hollies too, the soft touches, because I had 2 that died. So I was just checking out the soft touches and the other Japanese hollies to see see what I might decide to do here. Yeah. Boxwood, boxwood, boxwood. Holly, holly, holly. All right, and then these are more gardenias of a different kind, sweet tea. And this, oh, this holly was interesting. Let's stop and talk about it. So this was a holly where they put both a male and a female plug into the same container. It's very magic royalty combination. So there's a male and a female growing as if they're one plant in the same container. So it's self-pollinizing, and I thought, wow, that's pretty genius. So yeah, although I think you'll get your berries on one side and not on the other side of the plant. But I was looking down in there, and yeah, there's 3 or 4 starts down in there, so one of them must be male. So that's a really interesting way to grow hollies, and that way you don't have to worry about buying 2 containers, one male and one female. They're both in here. So yeah, that was an interesting little discovery there. Okay, back up to speed. More boxwoods, more hollies. What else? What else do we have here? Ooh, these are pretty. These are nice. Globe cedar, they stay smaller. Yeah, so we're just scooting along here. Firepower and andinas, I'd like to get more of those. Yeah, just lots of shrubs. I was thinking about getting that, but it looked kind of dry. So more lower petalums like they had outside. These are the ever red. I have one of these. I used to have 2, one died. More arborvites. Looking at that central leader to see how they are. And more hollies. This one is not combined though. And then Monrovia has these really nice high quality evergreens, these low growing ones, and I've never really bought one because they feel expensive to me, but I probably will at some point invest in some of these beautiful evergreens that they have. Cotoneaster is something that's interesting to me. I might put that on the south side hill a little bit to help hold the hill in. And back over to the proven winners area. I've got some Ligella. And butterfly bushes, don't need any of those. Scentlandia, sweet spire, little quickfire hydrangeas. And that was a... holy cow, I don't know. This is going by fast. Pieris, that's what it was. Scarlet O'Hara Pieris. I am thinking about getting some of those as well. Spice Baby Viburnum is another thing I'm thinking about. I have all these ideas of things I want to put in, but you know, space is limited. Even here on a half an acre. So, I don't know. All these shrubs are really attractive to me, but I just can't figure out how to fit them all in. I don't know. And then over here on the racks, these are the small 1-gallon pots. They have arborvites, they have boxwoods, they have some blue star junipers, a couple of different things. This was interesting, this Black Hill spruce. This is a variety that's supposed to do better in our hot and humid. Alright, and I came over to the clearance and then nothing struck my fancy here. These are mostly annuals, and yeah, I don't think I needed any of those. So there were a lot of really good things to choose from. What I did was I filled one shopping cart, and that I know is about how much my trunk in my car can hold without putting the seats down. I can fit more things in my car than one shopping cart if I put the seats down, but anyway, I filled one cart, and so let me share with you what I brought home. In no particular order, I picked up a flat of 6, see that? 6 of the chocolate chip ajuga. I have some of this already on the driveway hill, a little bit down the way, and I'm gonna go ahead and find a great spot to put these. You can always find places for ajuga. These are the chocolate chip variety, and they are hardy in zone, let me find the information. They're hardy in zone, all the way down to zone 3. Awesome. These want to be kept moist in their first year, like pretty much every plant wants to have moist conditions as it establishes its roots. And then as a mature size, it won't grow much taller than this in the leaves, but in the spring it puts up spikes of purple flowers. So this says that it'll get 4 to 12 inches high, but the 12 inches is with the flowers and 4 inches is what it is with no flowers. Sorry for kicking the tripod there. And each of these individual plants will grow up to 24 inches wide. And in fact, last year when I bought a flat just like this, I ended up dividing up the plants inside here. You can see there's more than one sprout in each of these pots. So I ended up dividing them, and I got at least double, almost triple the number of individual plants from what is inside here. So each of the plants will spread up to 24 inches in diameter. So a really effective ground cover. And it wants to be in part sun. So if it's in full sun, it might scorch a little bit. If it's in too much shade, it'll spread, but it won't be as vigorous and it won't flower as prolifically. So part sun is really the ideal conditions for chocolate chip ajuga. Like I said, no particular order. This is just what I found on my table here where I stored the things when I got home yesterday. This is a hosta. This is a Abiqua, Abiqua, drinking gourd. So this hosta is going to, when it's mature, these leaves will form these little cups, and they'll get bigger and more cup shaped. And it's called a drinking gourd because, you see the leaves there on the picture? Yeah. So you know, it is looking like a drinking gourd. So this is a hosta. It wants 1 to 3 hours of morning sun, afternoon shade for sure. Let's see, it's hardy down to zone 3, another good zone 3 plant. It averages at mature size of 16 inches tall and 24 inches wide. It wants to be spaced 24 inches apart. So yeah, I am eager to have this. It's a bluish color, and the shape of the leaves is the reason I picked this one up. And I was going to get a couple of more, but you know what? Hostas, after they grow large, it takes a couple of seasons, but then you can divide them and multiply your plant collection that way. So I decided instead of spending the $17 that it would cost to get another one of these, I just will let it grow and develop and then divide it in future years. And that way I can have more plants for less money, but I'm investing my time in that. It's a great strategy for saving money in the garden. I'm going to go ahead and share with you the bulbs that I bought, because you know how Lowe's does this. I think some other big box stores do this too. You get your shopping cart and you go into the entrance of the store. I had some other things to pick up. That's why I was going inside. And right there at the entrance is where they store their bulbs. At this time of year, it's bulbs for spring blooming. And then earlier in the spring, next spring, they'll have bulbs for summer blooming. And so I was definitely sucked in. And you may remember that I have backyard construction going on. I'm getting a lot of new planting space out of the deal. So new planting space equals new opportunity for spring flowering bulbs. Let me share what I picked up. I got 4 packs of these Bride white tulips. These are the Darwin hybrid type, and they're kind of a clean white color. You're supposed to plant these 5 inches deep and 9 in a square foot. Each of these packages has 6 bulbs in it, so I'll probably put them into the ground in groups of 6, and I bought 4 packages of this. These are hardy in zones 2 through 8. As you know, you may know, down here in the southern parts of the US, tulips don't necessarily return very strongly as a perennial plant because they don't get a lot of cold hours in the winter. So a lot of people in zone 8 or even in zone 7 will treat tulips like an annual. But as far as tulips go, the Darwin hybrid types are the ones that are most likely to return in the south. So that's why I tend to focus my tulip efforts on the Darwin types. Plus, I think they're beautiful. So why not, right? So hardy in zones 2 through 8, these are going to be 16 to 18 inches tall, and they will bloom in the mid-spring. So 4 of those. I also got 4 of the pink. These are very similar. These are called Mystic Van Eyck. And again, these are the Darwin hybrid types. These, again, want to be planted 5 inches deep and 9 bulbs per square foot. So I'll probably, again, put this package of 6 in one planting hole. These grow to be 18 to 20 inches tall, so 2 inches taller than the white ones. And they are also hardy in zones 2 through 8. And again, they have the issue with needing a lot of cold hours in the winter so that they can return faithfully. So I don't know how well these are going to do, but they're the most likely ones to return for me. So I may or may not mix the whites and the pinks together. I might do groups of 6 pinks and 6 whites and do 4 of each of those groupings. Or maybe I'll mix them together and in each planting hole have 3 pinks and 3 whites all mixed together in a hole and then do 8 of those clumps. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that. Or maybe I'll combine and put like 12 in a big clump. I don't know. We'll see. Whatever is going to be easiest is probably what I'm going to end up doing. Then I went ahead and I picked up, I believe, 2 packs of crocus because I love crocus. I love that they're early flowers. I love that they're white and yellow and purple. Perfect spring colors. These are the large flowering collection, multiple blooms per bulb according to the package, and they are reliably perennial in our garden here in Zone 7. These want to be in full sun to part shade. You plant them 3 inches deep, and this says to put them 12 bulbs per square foot. I always cram them together closer than that. They bloom in early spring, and they're about 4 to 6 inches tall, and they're hardy zones 3 through 9. So I have crocus already in my garden, but I say you can never have too many crocus. There are 45 bulbs in each of these packs, and to me, I mean, I could put 45 bulbs in my garden in probably 20 different places and be perfectly happy. So 2 packages of 45, and that'll just get me started with more crocus. Picked up some more daffodils. These are King Alfred, a super reliable returner here. Deer don't eat them, so these can go outside the fence, but I think they're probably going to be inside the fence for me. King Alfred are the super tall, big yellow trumpet ones, the super classic, probably my favorite daffodil. Yeah, I think so. King Alfred. Okay, these want to be in full sun to part shade. You plant them 6 inches deep, 6 bulbs per square foot. Again, if you want a massive show your first year, you can plant them closer than that. You can plant them with their shoulders touching in the ground. What that will do is mean that you'll have to dig them up and divide them sooner, maybe in 1 year instead of in 2 or 3 years. They bloom in mid-spring, and these are 14 to 16 inches tall, hardy in zones 2 through 10. Every bit of the continental United States can use this. It feels like, I don't know, do we have any zone 11 in the continental US? I'm not sure, probably do. But yeah, these are like all perfect. If you don't grow any other daffodils, I strongly encourage you to give these King Alfreds a try. This is a bag of 30 bulbs for $15. So what a great deal. Lots and lots of spring bloom cheer for a very decent price. And the last bulbs that I picked up are 2 packages of these. These are not spring flowering bulbs, Jenny. You're right. They are tall bearded iris. I'm a sucker. I've got new planting space. I want more iris. These are, let's see, what's their name? It's a pink mix. They don't say exactly what they are. There are 3 rhizomes in each of these 2 packages, so I got 6. I'm going to be planting all 6 of these in the same clump so that I have a more bigger statement right from the beginning. They want to be in full sun. As you know, I don't have a whole lot of full sun in my garden. I'm hoping that with the creation of these terraces in the middle of the backyard, hoping to have some more full sun spots. I'm sorry, I should have moved the tripod so that the leg isn't like right where I want to stand. High quality video work here at Harmony Hills Home Garden, like usual. Anyway, tall pink mix, tall bearded iris. These want to be in full sun, and they will grow to be anywhere from 28 to 42 inches tall, depending on which one it is. You can see that there are multiple different pink ones in there. I love the bicolor ones. I'm hoping out of these 3 in a pack, I'm hoping that at least one of them, if not 2 or 3 of them, are those bicolor pink ones. Those more salmony ones and the lighter pink ones, I already have some that I got in a pink mix before. So I'm really hoping that between these 2 packs, I get at least a few of the bicolor pink ones. All right, you plant them 4 to 6 inches deep, but as you know, you should not cover iris rhizomes with soil. Don't plant them 4 to 6 inches deep. You want the rhizome to be uncovered so that they will have the best chance of gathering that energy from the sun, and that is how you're going to get more blooms off of them. These are cold hardy down to -40. Doesn't say what zone that is, but I think that's, let's see, Zone 7 is down to 0, 6 is down to -10, 5 is down to -20, 4 is, these are zone 3. All right, great, zone 3. And they bloom in the spring to early summer. And again, I have 6 of them, 2 packages of 3. So I'm eager to have more pink tall bearded iris in the garden in the backyard. All right, I got 2 of these. I could have gotten probably 15 of these, but I exercised restraint. These are Winter Gem Boxwoods. I got 2 of them. They're in the small pot, $11 each, roughly a 1-gallon container. These are Winter Gem Boxwoods, and my goal here is to start building a boxwood collection very reminiscent to Linda Vodder's use of boxwood in her gardens. If you're unfamiliar with Linda Vodder, she lives in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and she's known for her boxwood collection in her front and her back gardens. It is a nice, seemingly random smattering around her gardens that provide winter structure and summer structure as well. A little bit of a formal feel that she then mixes in with informal plantings as well. I hope the wind isn't too much for us on the microphone. My lapel mic is broken. I need to get a new one or figure something out about how to fix it. So anyway, so I got 2 of these Winter Gem Boxwoods, and I'm going to be putting them in the north side garden. These only get to be 3 to 4 feet tall and wide at maturity. These are hardy down to zone 5, and they want to be in, what's the sunlight requirement? Part sun, and they can handle shade. They just grow a lot slower in the full shade, but they can certainly handle full shade. So I'm planning to plant them and trim off and start them into a ball shape, and then try to grow them into small, tight ball forms, and see how I go with that. Like I said, I could probably have picked up several more of them to spread around the gardens. I have a lot more planting room now, and but you know what? That's something that I kind of want to go slow with to see how the gardens come together as I plant new things in. I picked up 1 more of these Furman Red Autumn Sage. I love, love, love this plant. I never heard of this plant before last year. Last year I put 3 Furman's Red Autumn Sages in my backyard, back behind the rose arbor. As you go through the rose arbor and turn left and go up the path toward the back gate, I have 3 of them back in there, and I love this red color. And it was a big surprise because I don't normally put red in my garden, but last year these red colored Furman Sages up against purple flowers, what a great combo. So I picked up 1 more of these. I'm probably going to transplant the 3 that I have back there already and pull them out so that they're in more sun, so that they'll be more prolific bloomers. And then I'm going to pair them with this. Now, isn't that a stunningly royal combination of color? You know, for me, I've always been a pastel, soft, cool color person in the garden, but I have to admit that this is a spectacular combination of colors. It's eye-catching, it's rich, it's vibrant, I don't think it's too hot. I think it's just royal and vibrant, and nothing orange or yellow in this mix. This red is a purplish bluish red instead of an orangish red. So I think, yeah, this is going to be a stunning combination. So let me tell you a little bit more about the Furman's Red, and then I'll tell you about the other plant there. This is Furman's Red Autumn Sage. It's cold hardy down to zone 5. It will grow to be 2 to 3 feet tall and 3 to 4 feet wide. And it grows kind of in these, from the base. So we call that basil, I think. B-A-S-A-L is how you would say spell that. They're deer resistant, but I'm going to keep them inside the backyard. The other thing about this is hummingbirds all over them. So I definitely want to plant these in a space where the hummingbirds are viewable from the new patio and from the existing patio, so that we can enjoy the hummingbirds in the garden more. Okay, I can feel the rain coming. The wind is starting to blow. And these plants are Sunny Border Blue Veronica, or Speedwell is another name for them. Yeah. These are hardy down to zone 3. They grow to be 18 to 24 inches tall and 12 to 18 inches wide. And they bloom pretty much all summer. You do have to cut them back and to encourage a reflush of growth over the summer, but I think they will bloom for a large portion of the spring and summer. And again, I love this color. They are wonderful for pollinators, and I'm going to put them with that red. It's going to be smashing. I bought 5 of these. I'm trying to learn my lesson about planting in drifts rather than single specimens all over the place, although I still do like the single specimen idea as well, because I am a bit of a plant collector. But I'm going for a big drift of these with a big drift of the Furman's red. I think it's going to be really striking. All right, I picked up a blue spruce. Yeah, I have been hesitant to do that because I've had nurserymen tell me that blue spruces don't do so well in the hot and humid weather of the mid-Atlantic. And that's true for some of the older varieties, but there are some newer cultivars that are succeeding more in this weather. And I'm sorry again about the wind. Hope it's not too noisy. This is a Black Hills spruce, Picea glauca densata. I picked this up. It was $39.98 at Lowe's. This is hardy down to zone 3. And it wants to live in full sun. It will grow to be 20 to 25 inches 20 to 25 feet tall and 10 to 12 feet wide. But with this type of spruce, you can prune it to keep it in a more narrow shape. It will become an annual chore if you choose to do that. But so I'm thinking, I have 2 ideas for where to plant this. One idea is to put it right at the top of the garden as the evergreen tree that is going to stand right at the entrance to the backyard terrace garden, as a way to kind of screen the garden from the upper part. I would like to have this element of surprise, or I wonder what's around there, around that corner. So I'm thinking of what kind of tree I want to plant right at the top of the terrace to do that. However, I think 25 feet tall, 10 feet wide, that's too big at the mature size. So the other option is to put this out in the front garden somewhere in a spot where it can grow to its full size, but probably won't because I don't have enough full sun for. So that's the other thing. It says it'll get to be 25 feet tall and 10 feet wide at maturity, but sometimes plants end up growing bigger than that, and what the plant tag says is the 10-year size, but you're going to have a plant a lot longer for 10 years like this with any luck. So but if you don't give it its proper conditions, then it won't grow that big. So this wants full sun. If I put it in part sun, it'll grow slower, take longer to get to that full size. So that's another option, is to put it out in the front garden. So I'm not exactly sure. I'm going to have to think long and hard. I'm going to wait until the terraces are done. They're expected to be done probably 2, maybe 3 more work days from today. So very soon I'll be able to see if this is going to be a good idea in the terraced garden, or maybe it will go out front. The last plants I purchased yesterday are the Summer Crush Hydrangeas. Now, I already have one in the backyard in the area near the rose arbor. And I got 2 more, and I'm going to transplant the one out of the spot that it's currently in and put it where I can put all 3 of these together in a nice big drift. Summer Crush Hydrangeas are part of the Endless Summer Hydrangea series, which means that they bloom both on old and on new wood. Especially if you deadhead the first blooms of the season, then it will push out some new growth for more blooms later in the season. I do find with Endless Summer Hydrangeas that if you don't deadhead, they don't reliably rebloom. And also, if you do deadhead, then you have a lull of about a month, maybe 6 weeks, where you don't have flowers, but then it does start to put new blooms out. The Summer Crush Hydrangea is... let's see, it's hardy down to zone 4 and up to the heat zone is zone 9. I don't know much about heat zones. Maybe we'll do a YouTube video on heat zones in the future. Not every plant company puts heat zone information on their plants. Anyway, hardy down to zone 4. It is in the pink family, and if you're very acidic, then it gets a richer, darker color, and if you're more alkaline, it goes a lighter shade of this very vibrant pink color. They will only grow to be 1.5 to 3 feet tall and wide, so a nice compact plant. But the flowers, as you can see, are nice and big and vibrant. And again, here is an old bloom. This is what they do at the end of their bloom cycle. And this is a fresh bloom. It still actually has some more bracts to open up. It wants to be in full sun or partial shade. The one I have right now is in partial shade. I'm going to find a spot for these 3 to be in a nice big drift all together that will be most likely, again, in part sun. So I don't really have a whole lot of full sun space. But so I got 2 more Summer Crush hydrangeas, and I'm really eager to have this color. I have loved the one I have. It has bloomed this beautiful color, and then even the spent blooms are lovely still. This is one of my new favorite hydrangeas. So that is the plant haul that I have from my trip to Lowe's yesterday. Thank you so much for joining me. Are you shopping for plants now for fall planting? Let me know in the comment section down below what you're looking at putting into your garden here as we enter these cooler days and cooler nights and letting our plants kind of relax and breathe finally after the suffering heat. Also, if you live down under in the southern hemisphere, let me know how your spring season is going. I've heard from a couple of you down in Australia that you're eager with your seed starting going on right now and waiting for your weather to turn so that you can start planting outside. I hope wherever you live that you're having a wonderful day in your garden, and I hope you'll come back and see us again here at Harmony Hills. Thanks a lot, friends. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.